Never thought we'd get that brother of yours married off.
Yeah, no kidding.
How you doing? How's the kids?
Kids are good. Rita's good. Yeah, we're thinking of buying a house.
You got the down payment saved? Is that yes or no? What?
Yeah. Getting there.
How about your credit? How's your credit?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Yeah.
You think buying a house is like buying a loaf of bread?
Understanding your credit is the first step toward owning a home. Call for the new free guide on credit from the Fannie Mae Foundation and for a list of lenders and credit counselors.
In the future, managers' lives will be simpler with online group profiles. Employees will order their own office products and management will approve them with the touch of a button. Keeping the office fully stocked with Staples.com. The future is now.
Hey, Frank, did you approve my order?
Yeah, Paul, taken care of.
He's a little odd, but he's a whiz with supplies. Shop Staples.com and save $15 on your next order of $100 or more.
Heading down to Orlando?
Don't worry.
Well, Alamo's got great news.
Drive happy.
We're the official rental car company of Universal Orlando, home of the new Men in Black ride. Get a great rate of $139 a week in Florida and see sights that you'll never forget.
Don't worry.
Well, maybe.
Drive Alamo.
Alamo, the official rental car company of Universal Orlando.
2020, the winner of over 350 awards for excellence in broadcast journalism. Now always on abcnews.com. For more on the stories, interactive features, and live chats, go to 2020.abcnews.com.
Tonight at Hef's house.
Let's separate the adults from the kids.
Bill Toast's guests, Jeff Bridges, the Talking Heads' Jerry Harrison, Laura Inez, Howie Mandel, and Carmen Electra.
I hear you're single now.
I am. Plus, Jeff performs with Michael McDonald, Politically Incorrect with Bill Maher at the Playboy Mansion.
It had a weddings, but marriage. I can't wait for that.
You're going to throw a surprise elopement?
Lindsay and Bobby are getting married tonight.
Tonight.
The practice season finale, ABC Sunday, 10/9 Central. Log on to abc.com for the practice jury duty sweepstakes, sponsored by Lexus.
Coming home? Yeah, me too.
Look for Jeff and Ward Burton and 7 other Virginia greats and Virginia drivers. Top prize, $20,000.
All across the country, winter is finally turning to spring. And now, with the National Jeep Spring event, you can explore all of the season's surprises. Change your whole perspective with an incredibly low $279 a month lease on the ever-capable Jeep Cherokee Sport. With no-charge features like air, remote keyless entry, and power windows and locks. Or check out the fun-loving Wrangler and get a whole new slant on things. So get to your dealer today before this event takes off for the season. Check it out at your Jeep dealer.
A star was born today in Chicago. The biggest, baddest, and to some, the most beautiful dinosaur that ever roamed the earth. A Tyrannosaurus rex that has been the focus of a bitter tug of war since she was first found about 10 years ago. The dinosaur bounced about in legal limbo for years until Chicago's Field Museum, with the help of corporate sponsors like our parent company Disney, managed to raise enough money to buy her. And today, as Lynn Shure tells us, this most amazing dinosaur came center stage.
Even among dinosaurs, this one is a giant, 67 million years old, 41 feet long, 2 tons of bones. Meet Tyrannosaurus Sue, our newest link to ancient times, perhaps the fiercest fighting machine that ever roamed the earth. But her spectacular unveiling at the Chicago Field Museum was only the latest step in the 10-year odyssey of this most sought-after T-Rex. This is a story about one of the most terrifying and mysterious creatures that ever stalked our planet, and about the human drive and passion to unearth it from a very remote place. It all began in August of 1990, in a place once home to countless dinosaurs, the desolate wilderness of South Dakota known as the Badlands.
We had fog, and it was a ground fog, very kind of spooky and eerie, and just very, very unlike a normal August morning.
Then the fog was beginning to lift, and I could see, and then I walked straight over to where I needed to go. That was about 3 hours across the valley.
Sue Hendrickson, a world-famous fossil hunter, says she was drawn to this sandstone cliff. As seen in this home video, her expert eyes scanned the area, and she spotted fragments of bone on the ground. When she looked up, she saw 3 T-Rex vertebrae protruding from the cliff.
Pete, we should probably film just the specimen, too.
Hendrickson immediately brought Peter Larson, a field paleontologist, to the site.
Don't step on the bones, Pete. He got real excited, and he looked at it and said, wow, it's all there. I just know it's all there.
And apparently right over here, there's a big bone, looks like a femur.
Larson named the fossil for its finder, Tyrannosaurus Sue, and then began to dig. The process of excavating, or my image is of going and sifting away the dirt and pulling out the bones. That's not what you do, right?
No, not quite. In this case, she was in the side of a relatively steep cliff, and that was the physically hardest part. It took us 5 days to take down 30 feet of rock.
You were literally shearing through a cliff and taking it away.
Right.
Within 17 days, they had unearthed 90% of its skeleton, including the entire skull.
This was by far the most complete, best preserved Tyrannosaurus rex, perhaps dinosaur of any kind, ever found. And because of that, it offered science wonderful opportunities to learn more about dinosaurs.
Steve Pfeiffer wrote a book about the discovery and detailed Larson's groundbreaking theories about the beast as he cleaned and studied the bones. What did you see when you looked at Sue's bones? What went through your mind?
We found stomach contents. She'd had a duck-billed dinosaur for lunch, and and yeah, you spend a lot of time digging, and not talking to people. So your imagination does go with that. And she certainly has a real personality.
When you work with an animal like this, you just become very attached. It's almost like working with a living manatee or something like this, because Sue to us wasn't a dead animal. She was a living, breathing entity because we were finding out about her life.
But before Larson could finish, he lost Sue in a bitter legal dispute over ownership rights. A federal court ruled that the bones actually belonged to this man, Morris Williams, a rancher on whose land they were found.
I knew it wasn't right.
Williams put Sue up for auction. And in 1997, the Field Museum became a bidder for the most famous T-Rex in the world.
If we're all ready, begin the competition for Sue the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Were you anxious?
Oh, sure. I was very anxious. I mean, we had worked on this for 6 months to put the whole thing together. We did not know how much it was going to go for. We thought we were well financed, but it could have been beyond our reach.
$7,600,000.
The sale took only 15 minutes. When the bidding stopped at $7.6 million, the highest price ever paid for a dinosaur, the Field was the winner.
Well, the first thing, we congratulated each other, gave hugs all around, high fives, and then I was on the phone back to my office.
And he said, people, we have a dinosaur. And there was this frenetic jumping up and down, and the real thrill of understanding that we had gotten this specimen into a place where she was going to be cared for.
Now the Field began chipping away the rest of Sue's past, separating the bones from the stone that had encased them. Talk to me about getting Sue ready for the public. What you bought was a bunch of bones.
Right, it's like a very immense dentist's office with all sorts of drills and miniature air hammers and picks to get this rock off of the fossil. It's meticulous, it's precise, it takes a long time to do it.
But the biggest challenge was the skull.
Extracting it from the rock and then making sure that we didn't break it in the process. There was this enormous cheer that went up. I stepped outside of the room just because I was that nervous about the whole experience. But
at the moment that
they came out.
Then a team of experts spent an entire year building the frame to display this once mighty creature in the pose that would define her.
Crouched a little bit at the hips, hunched over with the leg, right leg lifted up, and the head turned off to the left, as if it's maybe stalking prey or just killed an animal and it hears something that startles it. And we realized that that's created a moment in the life of Sue that is very powerful.
Today, the public got to share that power. And for Sue Hendrickson, this new exhibit is a chance, finally, to get to know her namesake.
Hopefully, sometime after the opening, when it's quiet, I'm going to ask if I could just spend the night with her. That's what I really want to do. Because it's hard to do the one-on-one. You can't talk to a dinosaur in front of people. I think you're weird.
For Peter Larson, it's an opportunity to finish his research, to see her as she might have been in life.
I want to crawl all over that skeleton and look at and touch her here and there and see what other things she's got to tell, because I know there's lots of secrets now that are going to be right there in front of our eyes, and I can touch them and maybe learn from them.
Today's unveiling is only part of the story. Next week on 2020 Wednesday, Lynn Scher will be back with what she hinted at tonight, the emotional human drama behind this spectacular dinosaur. If you thought scientists were cool and rational, if you thought museums were dusty, staid places, wait till you hear next week this tale of passion and greed. We'll be back in a moment.
New tonight on 13 News.
The tragic story of an infant's body left in a morgue for more than a year.
A handicapped man is hit by a train while in his wheelchair.
And a Hampton man is in trouble tonight for allegedly selling guns illegally.
The news is next.
Star of a comic strip. You get lots of fan mail. When fans started sending us dog food, I started reading ingredient labels. And every bag of Purina One meets the #1 ingredient. I'd say it went over pretty well. Purina One, second to none.
Of all the cool things floating around the office, you'll really get attached to the new Scotch brand pop-up tape dispenser. Pre-cut magic tape strips. Pop-up one after another. From Scotch, great ideas that stick.
Coming up next week on 2020 Wednesday, a peek into the private lives of the rich and famous at their worst. In divorce court, where all is fair and things can get down and very dirty.
Every twisted, distorted, sick thing people could do, they do to each other in a divorce.
Big-name lawyers negotiating high-profile divorce. It doesn't get any nastier than this. 2020 Wednesday at 10, 9 Central.
And tomorrow on Good Morning America, singer Carly Simon, who writes the songs we all love to try to sing.
You're so vain, you probably
think the song is about you. You're so vain. She has a new CD out called The Bedroom Tapes. And tomorrow she talks about her famous stage fright, her complete recovery from breast cancer, and the powerful song she wrote long after the news. Follow your sky.
You actually think?
Well, I think I blacked out for a second. I said, I can't accept this. I can't take this. And within a very short time, I had gone into warrior mode. And I thought, now I'm going to fight it with everything that I have.
Nobody does it. And on Friday, a rare event. Carly Simon in concert on Good Morning America.
And that is our program for tonight. We thank you for joining us. I'm Charles Gibson. Good night to all of you. See you in a few hours.
I'll be right here, and we hope to see you as well. I'm Diane Sawyer. Don't forget Nightline after your local news. And from all of us at 2020, good night.
Harrison Ford.
Get off my plane.
Air Force One, ABC Saturday.